Hello everyone, Dan 14th Prime here. Today I want to check out with you guys the Transformers Takara Legends 45. This is the Targetmaster Hot Rod. Another cool switch up to the Hasbro Titans Return line where they've gone and taken the figure, obviously paint, a little bit of remolding, and added the Targetmaster to give us a bit of a different package overall. So pretty cool. We saw it with Cup. Check out that video if you haven't seen it. Hot Rod here. Again, Targetmaster vehicle. Still got the Headmaster effect. The artwork as usual. Top of the box, the Headmaster type stuff going on. More of that artwork. The product shots, Headmaster car, Targetmaster, how they work together. And then, of course, back of the box here, kind of more of the same. So pretty typical Deluxe class packaging. We'll get this guy the box. We'll compare him to Hasbro, do the usual stuff. Okay, so one of these days when I do a Takara Transformers review, I'll remember to bridge from the box to the pamphlet and not to the toy, but still not today. So, as usual, we get this pretty cool pamphlet, always nicely done, some artwork there. Other side, the product shots there, the tech specs. You can check those out. And then, of course, inside, the Japanese comic, bringing back a little bit of tune uncomfortableness for me. Instructions underneath. So that's that. Okay, and here is Hot Rod out of the box, and he looks really cool. Really liking this. The red, the kind of yellow, which is a deeper, almost orange. We've got retooling here on the hood with a Targetmaster, nice silver paint there. Paint on the wheels. We'll get him in and compare him to Hasbro, but let's just check this guy out. It does look, I think, worlds better than Hasbro. Let's check that out there. Silver rims, the silver pipes going back. Very cool looking. Those little extra details make a big difference, I think. You've got the back of the ride. Yeah, more of the same here, right? And straight on. And again, you can check out that hood. They've used this kind of translucent plastic, right, on the hood. You see it even there on the front reflectors versus painting the whole thing. So that's a big change. And that's a big remolded piece that will be the chest. And of course, the Targetmaster engine is a big difference as well. So at least that's a quick overview of him, but let's see these differences compared to Hasbro. So here he is side by side with Hasbro, and the differences just pop, right? You probably don't need me to point out. Definitely in the profile with the wheels and the pipes where you get the silver accent paints looks good. I mean, the base red. You got this deep red, kind of maroon, almost like underlying purple to it almost, versus a bright kind of cherry red. Totally different, obviously tune accurate, even kind of looks like the masterpiece type color even. Very different. We spin around to the back here. Guess they've gone with some black plastic there versus the gray. Also painted the tailpipe there black as well. We didn't get that with Hasbro. We'll put them back to back here, but again, it's more the same. We'll get a topside view of the fin so you can see that a bit better. And again here. You'll see it in bot mode, but one solid piece here, translucent plastic. This is kind of like two pieces where they had this transform for the waist and a different engine compartment. So pretty different there. And then for the fin, really just want to point out the color difference. You're darker over here and even a middle stripe that's even darker still. So totally different deco again with remolding as well. So relatively differentiated Takara offering. All right, let's take a quick look at the Targetmaster so we can plug him into the alt mode as well. It's a different mold than the Cup Targetmaster. I forget this guy's name. Was it Firebolt? On the Takara, I always struggle with the Headmaster and Targetmaster names because they don't put them on the box. But spin the waist around, the arms just go back. Then you have to spin on some tight ball joints, the legs again, and they'll just plug in back here. So there that is. Interesting. There's really a lot of translucent plastic up here, silver painted tips and base, but you've got clear plastic. The figure's largely kind of gray gunmetal, kind of silver accents. And then if we just brought Hot Rod in, he's going to plug right up in there. You can take a look at that. I will say one thing is you get, with the way they remolded this, you get a bit of a gap up there on the window where there's just like, well, a gap, whereas it was flush over here. You do notice that. Okay, so let's go ahead and transform this guy into bot mode. And if you need bot to alt mode instructions, I'll put it at the very, very end of this video for your reference. I just like to kind of get the arms out. They sort of slide in underneath these pipes, so give them a pull out. They come out on these hinges. Break the elbow there. It's always like stiff. His elbow does not want to move. We'll leave that alone for a second. Pop out the hand. Pop out the hand. Bring down the chest. On the back here, flip that up. It rotates. And just double hinge it up to make the wings. Flip down the legs. Split them. Twist the whole waist. And just kind of get his foot out. Fold back the leg piece. Get his foot out. Fold that back. And that is basically it. I'm going to work on this elbow. We'll get the Headmaster on. So let's take a quick look at the Headmaster before we get him on the body here. You can see pretty cool. In the face, the eyes, little forehead accent there. Hold him out. And again, very nicely done here. Black legs and arms. Red, orange chest there. Again, face and visor painted. So as usual by Takara, very nicely done. So here, let's bring in Hasbro and compare the two. I think they're the same. It's like when you look at all the technical elements, they look the same in terms of the mold. Obviously, the paint makes them look very different. And I almost wonder if the mouth is different, but you tell me. But I think it pretty much looks the same. Obviously, it's different colored. And then Takara, accent painting the forehead, different color eyes. It makes it look a lot different. I think fundamentally the mold looks the same to me. Come on the side, you can see Takara kind of painting the ear more fully as well. So a little bit of extra care there. And then, of course, if we flip them out, it was really no contest. Hasbro didn't really do anything to theirs. So no competition there. All right, let's get this on the body. So if we come back to our figure here just to finish the transformation, and I did forget one extra step that you get with this Takara remold is you got to flip the engine compartment around. So you get a nice orange chest all the way through, and then, of course, just pop on the head. Okay, so here is Takara's hot rod. Looks really good. I mean, the deco is really nice with the black legs. The color's spot on. I like the orange. The chest, it's like, masterpiece style, more tune accurate. You get a full chest piece versus what we'll see on Hasbro. And again, they're giving you some nice accent paints as well. Check out that profile. These accents work well in the bot mode as well with the pipes and the wheels. The wing looks good. A very cool overall deco. Like it a lot. And again, I think like Cup, very different than what we got with Hasbro. Speaking of Hasbro, let's bring him in. And you can see the comparison here. And again, very, very different, right? Jumps right off the page at you. Lower legs is a big difference. In the deco, the all black versus what Hasbro did, which was cool. Kind of gray, and silver paint in the middle. You can see the oranges here are different. It's just deeper and darker over there. You can also see some differences in the paint accents there on the crotch. Get the wrist accent paint. They both did the highlights up top. And then again, the chest. This is the big remolded new piece that Takara has. A full chest piece, translucent plastic, kind of the flipping engine that we saw. Whereas Hasbro, they actually gave him like a waist in there, right? Because if you remember, there goes his head, but the hood is like a transforming piece. So that, you can leave that like that. And actually, then they then become quite comparable, though Takara even just took out that ability to transform it. But like that, they look similar, of course, with the engine being a difference. But Hasbro wanted to make that go like this, because then you've got a waist underneath. And it is interesting, because even with Takara, they're painting back there. Sure, I'll knock his head off too. Yep. But you look underneath there, it's almost got like a silver ab section up into the chest. Some of that shows through, obviously. The translucent, mainly up higher on the chest. So it's not like Takara just totally neglected some of that stuff back there, but they're using it in a different way. I'll do a quick articulation overview. I mean, his shoulders are on ball joints, so they're going to spin around and kind of do whatever you want. Get a 90-degree elbow. The hands are fixed, but for transformation, they'll do that. Get a waist, which is cool. Thighs are on ball joints, thigh swivel, and the knee. One thing I noticed it's kind of funny, and it's the same for Hasbro as well, but I would swear his feet they're backwards. It's like he's got the big toe on the outside. You know, not that it needs to look like a human, I guess, but just looks awkward with the long end on the outside going narrow. It almost seems like those should be on separate foots, but my Hasbro guy is the same. But I think they did misassemble some cup pieces as well. Looks weird when you look at it. But let's not forget to Targetmaster him up. So there we go. Strike a couple poses. I don't know what this is. But there you have it, guys. Takara's Hot Rod Targetmaster version. Very cool, nice retool, redeco of the Hasbro mold. I think sufficiently different, quite different actually, and worth the pickup. As usual, I'll put some links in the description below to point you in the direction, places to pick up either of these figures or any of your Transformer shopping needs. Be sure to check out my Amazon page. As of the time of this video, they've got some good deals going on many of these deluxe class figures. I think Hot Rod's like $12 right now. So if you haven't picked him up yet, you might want to check that out. Appreciate the support as always, and I'll see you next time. Okay, for those that need it, we're going to go from bop mode back into vehicle mode. Transformation. Flip that around. You get the Targetmaster back out. Put the hood up. Just pull that back and spin it. Basically have the top of the car. Flip in the hands. The elbows kind of lock on there. That's why I had a hard time getting that off before. Those just kind of fold up. And if you come around back here, flip the back of the leg to the side. Spin the waist. And then just fold that up. Fold it in the foot first. Fold it in the foot. Fold that up. Fold that up. And then you just get all this stuff pinched together. It's going to lock back here. Get like the tailpipe. And then the back just going to come around and lock down. So there you go.